Are you struggling to try and get your Henley neckband to look nice and lay flat? Hi, I'm Rachelle from Rivet Patterns, and what we're going to talk about today in this video is how to make your Henley neckband look professional and finish out nicely. Okay, so we have our Henley neckband, and we'll have pressed it in half long ways, which is this way. Mine has been pressed. It's just not a super awesome pressable rib here. So we are going to start working on the curved end first. So the first thing you want to do is, you don't have to do this, but it makes it a lot easier to draw your seam allowance in. It gives you a place to stitch. So I'll pull in here so you can hopefully see this a little better. Okay, so this right here, this is the part that's cut off, is the 3/8 seam allowance. So when you put it on, that will be part of it. So you're going to start right at this very corner here. And hopefully this will actually be able to see it. Okay. And then up at the top, where, see right where the curve finishes, you're going to go and mark where that is. And then bring the curve together. You see that? See if I can get it in without getting too blurry. So it goes from the very corner and then right around along that seam allowance. Okay. So now you're going to want to pin and quarter both your neckband and your neckline. So repeat this process on the other side as well. I'm only going to show you one side because it works the same way. So to find your center point, fold neckband in half, place a pin, and then you're going to fold each end into the center, and a pin. Same on this side. And pin. Maybe get that lined up better. Okay, so there's our neckband that's pinned. And we're going to do the same thing on the front. I usually will clip that closed just because that gives you more accurate placement. So find your center back and pin. And then from that, we can find each quarter mark. And that is when we get to actually attaching the rest of the neckband. So now we're going to work with just one side at first. So you're going to unclip this front. I'm going to try and maneuver this so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. Because this is weird, right? Because you have, normally with your neckband, if it was on the fold, you'd put it on this, which is kind of what you're going to do, but then you have this little curve thing, right? So what do you do about that? Okay, so it seems a little weird, but this is what we're going to do. I'm going to try and zoom in just a little more. So this little flat edge right here, you're going to line that up right at the very top of your placket. You want to get as accurate as you possibly can, okay? And put a pin right there where the corner and the placket hit. Okay? Then you are going to go up to where the top of that is on the other corner. You're going to put one right there too. Now you need to ease this curve into the straight part of the placket. So you just kind of maneuver it in there and put a whole lot of pins in. Seems like overkill, but it's not. Until you get to the end of the curve and where it becomes flat. Like that. Okay, so now we are going to baste first and use the stitch line that you drew. Take it from me, baste it. Don't skip that step, or you are going to be very friendly with your seam ripper, because it tends to take a couple of times to get it really accurate. So I'm going to go ahead and baste that, and then I will be back. Okay, so I've basted right along that stitch line. So I'm going to take out my pins, and yes, I know you're not supposed to sew with your pins in, but when I'm basting, I do, and I'm just careful because otherwise I find things don't stay in place very well. Okay, so let's see how I did. So if we flip this up and we tuck this down, that's pretty good, actually. So you want it so that this is just to the end. So you don't want it to come over or be too short. So that's why we baste a couple of times, or hopefully only once, so that you can get that accuracy. So then go ahead and do the other side as well. The same thing, draw on your stitch line, get that lined up there. Make sure that you don't twist your neckband, because otherwise you'll be really mad at yourself when you come to actually attach it. Okay, so now I have both ends basted on, ready to go. So then you're going to go ahead and match up your quarter marks and pin or clip, since I'm using my serger. And the back one. Another quarter mark. Now, if you'll notice, the quarter marks are not the shoulder seams. They rarely are, unless you have an extreme crew neck, especially like on a kid's shirt. Okay, so now is the moment of truth. You're going to sew starting at one end all the way around and ending at the other side. Hopefully your basting stitches will keep everything in place so that your ends are accurate. Okay, so all attached. Now you can see how, I mean, this is probably worse because I have a rib knit, but it's really wavy. And so I'm going to give this a really good steam press. And then I am going to top stitch it. Even if you normally skip the top stitching, I wouldn't on this one, especially right here. Because if you don't, you see that? You're going to have that edge that's always just going to be poking out. You really need to iron it down, press it down, and you need to top stitch there. A lot of times I will use just a straight stitch on my sewing machine and stitch right there. Sometimes it's a little easier to get it through that many layers of placket than it does with a cover stitch or a twin needle. Don't straight stitch around the rest of it, but you can do that right there. It will help a lot to keep that down. So I'm going to go ahead and do those two steps. Okay, so I was able to use my cover stitch. I did it, so I actually started at one of the shoulder seams, and so you don't want to start it right here if you are using a cover stitch. Even a twin needle would be really hard because that's a really thick place to start. So I started at the shoulder seam and go around here, and then when I get to the end, I kind of hand crank it as I pull it little bits, and then I do the same this way. If I wasn't going to do that way, I would stop my top stitching here, and then I would use a straight stitch here. You can always go back and hand tack as well. I have done that many times just to keep this down. You can see it sits nice. Doesn't want to flip up. So now I can go and add my snaps to my placket and continue on my way.